all, I haven't spoken to you for a while. We're off to go pick up my 1952 BSA Bantam, and we're off in the old LDV as well. So I'm going to start restoring it over Christmas. So let the glow plugs warm up on the LDV. Straight into life. So I'll meet you back when we're in the garage to go pick the Bantam up. So see you soon. Pick the little Bantam up. I didn't get any footage of it pulling it out of the garage, but it started raining and we wanted to get the other bikes in and out. So she's sat there in the back of the LDV, and I will unload it, get it in the house, and we'll have a look through the boxes, because I haven't seen in the boxes for about 3 years, so I can't remember what's in them. So we'll have a look in a minute. Hey all! Right, you join me in my dining room. We've got the little GPO back. Sadly, she hasn't fared too well from being stood. The last time I had her running was in the middle of lockdown. Managed to get her fired up, but then it decided the bottom of the barrel's cracked, so it lost all its compression through there, so I never got it running then. Then it got put in the back of the garage, and the garage has been quite damp, so she hasn't fared too well. There's a little bit which I'm a bit upset about, but hey we will get her right. There's a little 1954 D1 Telegram Bantam. So, and we've got to have a look through the boxes. My D7 is just currently sat there. She's currently a table for a clutch for a Vauxhall Severa at the minute. But that's another bike that I will get back on the road. But they're not doing any harm in the house. So, I know other people are probably say that, but I live on my own, so I don't care. So, here's a bit of disappointing news. The paint has decided to lift. And then at closer look, it looks like somebody's filled it before, and that's where it's lifted. But never mind, because the tank looked beautiful. It was really nice and shiny, and then when I've just unwrapped the tank out of that towel, all the paint was bubbled, and I've just picked it off, and as you can see, it all just broke off in a big layer, bubble. So I don't know if it's been powder coated that, because it's very flexible as the paint. But anyways, I haven't seen what's in these boxes for the last 2 years. I cannot remember what's in them. Did buy that from Rutherford Jumbo to replace that horrible looking light. It looks like a cheap aftermarket one. That's what an original BSA Bantam one should look like, and that looks nothing like it. So it does actually look like it on camera, but there's just closer stuff which you know that it ain't original. And that's an original one, so that needs to be painted up for it. Right, let's get one of these boxes out open, and we'll just put. I'm going to get paint everywhere. So let's see what's in here, see how everything's fared in here. So I'm just going to brush that paint into there, and it's not going all over the carpet. And we'll have a look what we've got in here. So that's the original battery box, which will need painting. Which I've in that bag, nothing in that bag. Right, a lot nicer pair of handlebars there. A little bit of rust, but nothing, and they're a lot better looking than them ones there. So they should suit the old girl a little bit better once they're on. So we bought this in the middle of lockdown for a very good price, and all this came with it with that engine there and that engine in there, because its original engine, the crank decided to bend on it, so it would not run right. So I'm going to rebuild its original engine, but that engine won't select any gears. And when we got that engine, we stripped the bottom end down because the gearbox were wrong. So we had to do the bottom end on that. There's a lot of empty bags in this box. Let's see what we've got in here. Oh, that looks like a spare headlight. Let's have a look at the inside of the reflector on that. It's not too bad. It has got one in it. So it looks like at some point somebody did spend some money on it, hoping to get it built up, but never had the time to do it. So there are the struts for the leg shields. They're the leg shield struts. We've got little bits there. We got in there just a little bracketry for the leg shields by the looks of that. Spare mag. Brake cables and another set of casings, which I can't remember if they're D1 or D3 cases. Can't find the stampings on that one, but I believe I found the stamping on it. It was a D3. Not there. Yep, BD3. So it's a D3 pair of casings. It has got a D3 engine in it, but there's something a little bit special about the D3 engine in it. So that's just cables. And then got some bolts, which are not even for this bike, I don't think, because they're modern and new. And I believe in here there's just, I'll just put the camera down, grease. So yep, a spare lever there. So that's what's in there. Then we'll have a look in this box, see what else is in here. So I plan to do a bit of a restoration on this bike over winter and finally get it back on the road after however many years it's been set. So here we've got the chain guard. As you can see, the damp has got into them, sadly. Yep, the paint has lifted again. So that will have to be repainted. Oh, it's wet through in there. Bantam casing, which is for a D7. See what's in here. That's one of the side panels. So one of the toolboxes there. Or the only one, shall I say. So this is what I powder coated, which I got for it. So that is the toolbox, which needs the red cross on it. The first aid box, shall I say. So, and there's the brake light brake switch for it. Because we did get some parts for this bike. And I got this from Rough Photo Jumble as well. I've got to do a little bit of modifying because the studs have snapped on it, but that is the proper Sabrina light for a Bantam. So it's got 3 bulbs in it instead of just the single bulb. And they are the woodruff keys for a Bantam. So that's what we've got in there. So this is the nice bit, which I've got to try and save, and it is wet through, sadly. So the damp has got to it. That is the original Bantam roll-up tool bag, which will be going back in it. So that is going to have to be cleaned up and dried out, and all the tools cleaned up. See, proper BSA tools. And yeah, so that will be definitely going back on the bike. And there we've got the new springs for the seat, but if I remember rightly, these were short and they didn't look right on it. So I may have to do a bit of modifying. As you can see, this box is full of water, which isn't good at all. These are the leg shields for the Bantam. Sorry about the camera, I haven't got my tripod set up. As you can see, both leg shields there. Paint doesn't look too bad on them, so they might not have to be repainted. Some of the little Bantam bits there for the mag. You know, that's got a mag on it and it's still got a spark. That looks like a card of some sort. It's nothing to do with a Bantam. It has got Bantam written on it, but I think it's just what came with some stuff. They are, I believe, for the side panels. I could be wrong. And yeah, just the odd nuts and bolts in there. Don't know what that grips off, because that don't look very Bantam. Looks a bit Japanese as that. And a bulb. So yes. So I'll show you what's special about this engine. So as you can see, it's got oilers there for the crank bearings, because they were known for seizing. And then if you look there, it's got the pattern part, and that's because they tried experimenting with a impeller which dragged oil through in the bearing to oil it better, because they were known for seizing apparently. And yeah, So yeah, that's the little D1 Bantam, and I think that's an aftermarket. Yep, it is, but I'm not bothered about aftermarket stuff. If it looks right and it looks the part and I can see, I'm not bothered at all. And as you can see, that's where all the fins broke at the bottom when it's losing its compression through there. So yeah, so that's all for today, folks, and hopefully we're going to get Rolling Resto back up and running. Bye for now.